Financial independence. How to achieve it. Financial independence is the threshold beyond which many prospects and opportunities open up. It is to this main goal that you must strive with all your might in order to get rid of all your financial obligations and become independent of money, to subordinate them to yourself. Financial independence is what a sane person aspires to. It aspires, and not just dreams. This means that he takes purposeful steps towards the realization of this goal, and does not engage in excuses. Tomorrow I will start, but my salary does not allow. I am not a financier, etc. The second biggest problem that you may encounter on the way to your financial independence is banal laziness, because you understand that you will have to read a lot of financial literature. Take some steps, deny yourself something. Look for additional sources of income and make many more steps. But laziness, right? But, oddly enough, your laziness can be the impetus for financial independence. We draw a simple analogy. Laziness is the engine of progress. Because if it were not for this feature of the human character, we would not have cars, food processors, and everything that can significantly reduce the time to work and perform some action. So in the case of financial independence, the sooner you decide on your path to the realization of this dream, the sooner you will begin to enjoy constant rest and doing nothing. Everyone will do your money for you. So, financial independence can be achieved if you have several sources of passive income, thanks to which money comes into your life, and at the same time you cannot work. But before you start looking for these sources, you need to take the following steps. Learn how to properly use the tools that you have available at the moment. You must understand one simple truth. Only reasonable savings and cost optimization can provide you with a stable financial position, on the level of stability of which all your further steps to gain financial independence will depend. Make your financial plan. Make sure that your monthly expenses do not exceed the total of your income. Secure yourself from all sorts of surprises. Get rid of all debts and loans. Savings should be reasonable, and you cannot deny yourself everything. When you begin to implement your financial plan, you will see how easy it is to spend money, and at the same time not put yourself in a minus, but always remain a winner. Your cash balance will be in a stable and normal state, while assets and savings will increase after you have made your financial plan and started to follow it. Be sure to take care of your gold reserve. Open a deposit in a bank, which you will replenish monthly and receive your interest. It is better when interest with capitalization. The received interest is added to the body of the deposit, and then interest is calculated on interest. You must understand that by saving 10% of your income, you can accumulate capital on deposit in the amount of 100 of your wages. And this is the minimum requirement for financial independence. Only after 6 to 80 years. Most likely, this option will not suit you. So you must constantly improve your money-making skills and increase your income. You must also invest in yourself, in effective personal finance management skills, and in learning new ways to make money. Only this approach will allow you to accelerate your movement towards the desired financial independence. It's important to note that the lower your current financial situation and level of financial literacy, the longer your path to financial independence may be. Therefore, it is necessary to start. Take steps as early as possible and strive for well-being. Only with a great desire, aspiration, and implementation of all the necessary steps, you will be able to say in a few years that you are independent of finances and now they are working for you, and you are resting. A financial hole is the most common state in which a person can be. It is clear that if a sane individual is in this state, then he urgently needs to get out of this hole and move to a higher quality level. In this case, it will be a financially unstable state when there are debts and loans, which makes a person financially unstable. If you find yourself in this state, then at this stage you should learn how to save hard in order to get out of all loans and debts as quickly as possible. And here it is already necessary to give up even small joys, purchases of pleasant trifles. This is a temporary measure, but a necessary one. Start increasing your active income. Try to find a job with a higher salary. Maybe find another job. Learn to think sensibly and be able to refuse offers to get rich quick by investing in dubious projects, financial pyramids, etc. And another important point, do not lend yourself. Learn not to feel sorry for everyone around you if you see that this person takes money from you. because he himself does not want to take any steps to improve his own well-being. Now that there are no debts and loans, we can say that the first stage of your financial independence has been successfully completed and you can move to a new level, from an unstable financial condition to a stable one. It is important to know this is one of the most important stages because it is who is an indicator that you are no longer a poor person and are going in the right direction. Also, you must continue to implement plans for new sources of active income and look for new ways to earn money. Create your own financial reserves, which will help to avoid crisis conditions with a lack of funds in any circumstances. Create more in financial savings, with which you will replenish your reserves and acquire what is necessary for a stable life. Create your tangible assets. Plan your personal budget, which will help you manage your funds wisely. Avoid unnecessary expenses, etc. As a rule, already at this stage, the first incomes from your passive income instruments begin to gradually appear. It is important to know the peculiarity of this stage is its duration, so you should be prepared for the fact that this period will drag on for several years. This is a normal phenomenon, as a result of which you will move away from your poverty line and create yourself a fairly solid material and monetary base that will not allow you to slide back into the pit of poverty. The final stage at which the state of financial stability turns into financial independence. In other words, you are moving from active income to passive sources. Here it is important to follow the following points. Prepare your funds, which have been multiplied in various financial instruments for investing in assets. Creating your personal capital. Create sources of passive income. The more such methods you find and implement, the higher the amount of money you will receive. And the combination of different projects makes it possible to minimize risks. Slowly, step by step, you need to move away from an active way of generating income to a passive one. If you like your work, then you should not give it up. But those who already want to be lazy and watch how their money works can pay more attention to passive sources of income and retire. We recommend at this stage, before completely abandoning active participation in making money, carefully analyze your financial situation. See if you can, with so many passive income tools, ensure the successful implementation of some plans and goals, and whether it becomes a big financial problem that could lead you back into austerity. If everything is in order, then we completely switch to passive income. If there are doubts, then it is better to play it safe and work a little more. As the saying goes, quieter you go, you will continue. You should never think that only a well-paid job can make you financially independent. The only thing that will help you is to reduce your costs to the maximum possible level for you. The main rule should be one axiom: your expenses should not exceed income. Yes, it's a cliche, but it's the foundation of financial stability that is sure to lead you to independence from money. A fairly common mistake is to accelerate the movement towards financial independence. Here, for example, you got out of the hole, paid off your debts, and your expenses are already much smaller. What are you doing? Hurry up to invest your money. And here it begins. There is no airbag, there is no reserve, the salary is only in 2 weeks. Your steps can be anticipated. Calling a friend or parents asking to borrow, and everything returned to normal. And again debts, and again lack of money. Even the thought of interest on invested money does not warm. It is important to know. Always measure your financial capabilities. Never try to speed up the path to prosperity if there are no stable prerequisites for this. You can invest only in fact-free money, and this should become a dogma for you in the main rule. We offer you a small financial model that can serve as a great motivator in order to become financially independent. All financial flows can be divided. The flow of the poor class, characterized by only one source of income. A person lives from paycheck to paycheck, constantly in debt. The middle class flow allows you to shop high, eat well, and even save some money. But it is also this class of people who most often draw up loans and use credit cards. And in case of an unforeseen situation, when they are left without funds to pay off loans, they go to the poor class. Financial injections of a rich person in this class. It is customary to first find a lot of options for active income and invest in them, which in turn increases income and makes it possible to reinvest money in a profitable business. Thus, you get a vicious circle: more income, more sources of income, even more income. Even more new sources of income. As you can see, everything is simple and clear. You just need to change your way of thinking a little and not sit in one place with low wages, but change it to a high-paying one. Do not use credit cards, but save more and buy only what you have your money. Look for more sources of income. As we noted above, in order to become financially independent, you must also become a financially literate person. Do not be shy to buy and read useful books written by people who have long made money work for themselves. Read everything related to this topic. Try to be a comprehensively developed person, because today you can make money out of thin air. Of course, if you want to take steps in this direction and not just sit and dream about when this blessed time will come, learn to invest and choose the right projects. Figure out how to take risks wisely and how to use risk in general. How to use active income tools without much stress and at the same time have free time. Do not live under the illusion that tomorrow there will be more prerequisites to start implementing your plan for financial independence. This television propaganda is aimed at ensuring that you never join the ranks of the rich and successful, but simply work for the employer and the state. Start creating your own strategy and tactics. Develop specific ways to move towards your personal goal. Independence in all its manifestations.